Do you have any idea what you're saying here?
Oh, but of course! Lady Arensu, as of now, you are my Vice Supreme Demon King!
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious! You wouldn't guess it, but I'm a darn good judge of character.
Before we dive in, I just want to allow my guests the opportunity to introduce themselves, basically tell everybody who you are and what you do, and also share with us your top 2 favorite anime or TV shows of right now and why.
Well, thank you so much for having me. Top 2 favorite right now. I gotta plug Liar Game. I don't know if you guys have watched that at all. It's new. It's kind of old school, like almost Death Note-esque, Squid Game-esque, kind of.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's a good show. I'm gonna plug that in. And then honestly, I'm rewatching Death Note again. I get my yearly Death Note watch in.
For sure.
Gotta stay on top of that. Light Yagami laugh from the show. Every year. Those are my 2 favorite shows right now, and I feel like I've been voice acting for like just over 5 years now, and I've been lucky enough to consistently work in anime. So I feel like I'm continuously learning more about anime because I'm in the field. So yeah, thank you so much for having me.
For sure. You've been in some decent projects, man, for these last few years, man.
Thank you.
From Dragon Ball, Wistoria, I think even One Piece, My Hero, and stuff like that. You got some nice bangers on your resume.
Thank you. Yeah, I started doing anime specifically 3 years ago. And I moved down here, 2023, early 2023 is when I started doing it.
Okay. Well, before I tell everybody what my 2 favorite shows and stuff I'm watching, I'm gonna go ahead and let my co-host go ahead and tell everybody who he is and what he do and his favorite shows.
I'm Hayden. I play games. My main thing I've been watching right now, I've been doing my yearly rewatch of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. That's like my all-time favorite, alongside Dimension W. And also with Avengers Doomsday coming out later on this year, I've been rewatching the MCU to try and get caught up with everything. So when it comes down to it, I'm not entirely lost in what's going on because I missed out on a lot of this most recent phase after No Way Home. And so I've been I finished Endgame yesterday, and so I'm about to start the whole next shebang of stuff with the shows and everything like that.
Ooh, now I'm about to answer a question y'all asked me about earlier, because now I remember a show that I did skip a little bit, and that was Full Metal Alchemist. And it is horrible, and I will say, but I forgot what part it was. It just I think it was towards the middle when I was just like, let's just figure out what's about to happen at the end. Just gotta skip.
There's never been a better anime than Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. How dare you skip it? Attack on Titan sucks. What else is there that's popular? Dragon Ball sucks. One Piece sucks. Nothing's as good as Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Clip that. We got to clip, boys.
That's definitely getting clipped. But that's a hard one to say. I will say Full Metal Alchemist gave me one of the most saddest moments in an anime where I low-key was like, God damn. And then I can see why people hate that so much. And then to me it's so funny because it's like he's only in one episode, but he's the most hated character in all of anime. Yeah. So it's
he's who I remember the most from that show, I will say.
Oh man. It was so funny because I got to interview the voice actor, and I was like, do people even come up to you about that? And he was like, man, you'd be surprised how many times people bring that up. And I'm like, that is hilarious. Okay. But for my shows that I've been can't wait to see come out and been hyped to kind of see, and my favorite shows for right now, I would say Bleach. The new season is just about to come out. I got to watch the early release of the first 3 episodes, and man, let me tell you, we finally get to see Kisuke's Bankai. I don't know if you watch the series or not, but this is one of those characters that's always been like my top characters I wanted to see do his shit. So it's like, okay. Because it's always like when I say like your strategy type, your planner type of characters who always sit back and observing and analyzing, those are the characters you never want to ever step up and be like, let me fight you. Like I got like when they got the balls to fight you straight up, it's some bullshit about that. they already got this figured out type of thing. And I just like the whole thought of like him having a plan for a plan for a plan for a plan and everything just breaking down and like everything like, damn, yeah, I can't even believe he thought of this.
He knows ball. He knows how to play the game.
Amazing. I just love amazing. It's like two more Bankais that we got to wait to see. So I can't wait to see the rest of the series. For my second one, I have to go with Haikyuu. I'm just a big fan of this volleyball anime. It's funny because sports anime wasn't even my big thing, but ever since Blue Lock kind of came in and kind of made it like, okay, these can be just as hype as shonen anime type of thing, made me kind of re-look at certain sports anime. And this is just one of those where I feel like everything is just good. The story's good, the animation's good, the teamwork's good, the character growth is amazing. And the series is almost done. I think they have a movie about to come out towards the end of this.
Okay.
Yeah.
The music's really good too.
Oh, amazing, man.
Really good music.
But before we go ahead and jump into our interview, I want to ask you guys, have you guys been recently watching anything that you guys want to recommend? Let anybody know. Have you been listening to anything? Have you been playing any new games or anything? I'll let you go first, Gerard.
Well, a liar game, I will definitely jump back on that one. As far as games go, Star Fox.
The new one or the remake?
Yeah, I love that game so much. I already like the original, but the remake is like, whew. I love what Nintendo's doing, and all the voice actors are doing a great job. I think that game is probably my favorite game to come out in the last few years.
Okay.
Especially for Nintendo, yeah. 10 out of 10. Highly recommend.
I definitely want to check that out. Have you played that, Hayden?
I haven't played the new one. I played the 64 version of it. I got a while back. I got Starlink. I have the thing downstairs, like an Amiibo-like thing that allows you to change out the parts on on Fox's ship. That's downstairs. I would get it, but it's long walk.
For sure. What about you, Hayden? Anything you want to recommend? Anything you've been playing?
I have been playing on my channel for the first time. It's called Nier. Hopefully you can see it. My camera is saying it's being fuzzy over here, but Nier Automata came out in 2018, and I'm playing this as the prequel game for it. I have been in love with it. The story is cool, the mystery within it is cool, and the soundtrack, I love me a good game soundtrack, is just exquisite.
Let me tell you, Star Fox soundtrack is also very exquisite. Beautiful soundtrack. Oh my god. I think they recorded the orchestra when they played it. And it's like a space opera. Like it sounds like Star Wars. It's really nice.
For sure. Have any of you guys watched any new movies or anything?
I watched Obsession.
There you go.
Oh, okay. How was that?
I liked it. It definitely had some moments of I was cringing, but it was still really cool. Like there was some weird twists, weird things. I don't say twists. It's very, you know what's going on for some of the things later on, but it kind of came out of nowhere when they were going on. Like I won't spoil it for people out there who haven't seen. I recommend going to watch it because it's a cool movie. But there's some in the final quarter of the movie things that just kind of surprised me. The cat surprised me. For people out there that know what I mean, the cat surprised me.
I definitely need to check out some of these new horror movies because that's a horror movie, right?
Yes.
And I've heard of a lot of these new horror movies that's been coming out have been actually directed or created by YouTubers, which has been interesting. Yeah. I'm like, what? Okay.
It's been a cool year for that because you had Iron Lung released at the beginning of the year. The Mortuary Assistant came out. The Backrooms. We have another one called 306 or something like that supposed to come out. We're supposed to eventually get a Bendy and the Ink Machine movie in the next year or so. There's Five Nights at Freddy's. I like the Five Nights at Freddy's thing, so it's not for everybody. But there's a lot of those things that are coming out that I'm kind of impressed with. That they're not terrible. They're not the best, but they're not terrible. It's slowly going to get there.
For sure. Five Nights at Freddy, because I think they went on the second movie right now.
They're actually going to be. I think the third one comes out next year.
That's interesting. I want to see what that one was going to be about.
Oh, wow.
But the last two weren't bad. So I agree with that, but it's interesting that these YouTubers are now making movies and they're actually out here competing and actually doing better than a lot of things. Which I think the main thing is people want to start seeing new things, bro.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of the remakes, the reboots, no, let's do something new. Like let's new ideas, new things and stuff like that. Like it's just come on, let's show the creativity.
It's true. It's true. Speaking of YouTubers making movies, do you guys know who Squeezy is?
Oh,
I guess he's a content creator. I don't know if he's like a YouTuber, but I didn't know who he was. But apparently he made a movie and like he was there in person and I didn't know who he was until I went to the movie and it was an experience. Squeezy Makes a Movie was the name of it. It was an experience. That was my most recent movie I watched. My partner just took me there and I was like, oh, okay, cool, interesting. And he was there and
the dude was in the movie?
Yeah.
Was in the movie thing? Oh, did y'all get did he say anything?
We just saw him. We just met him. Yeah, it was weird. I was like, oh, hello. This is interesting.
Was
the
movie
downtown.
Good? I would probably give him some tips. Like, next time we should do some story. Because
it was very
I didn't know
raw.
what we
Yeah, I didn't know what I was getting into, but it was super raw. Like it was a raw, like homegrown movie kind of thing. Yeah.
Oh, raw, like scary
Like,
raw or like
very indie.
the way they filmed it was kind of
Yeah.
Is it?
Oh,
So it's
yeah.
like redneck zombies kind of a thing, or is it like Tomorrowland kind of?
It was more of just like there was no direction. It was almost like the entire movie was just a
so
kind
you
of
could have went to the bathroom, came back, and still been like, "Hey, what the fuck we about?" Like,
Yes. Yes. In fact, that's exactly what happened.
But sometimes some movies are hard to,
It was
it's
good
hard to have
though.
the creativity. Sometimes it's just for the experience. Some people do it for the experience,
It was a good
that's
experience.
But for me, movies that I've recently been watching, it's been a lot of horror movies, but it's been a lot of older movies. It's been a little bit of the Chucky trio remakes they did. No, I mean like reboot they did with The Curse of Chucky, The Code of Chucky, and stuff like that. So I read back and rewatch those. I've been rewatching Bleach and Dragon Ball because I got a few episodes I'm going to be doing about Dragon Ball. We're going to be talking about the Broly and stuff like that. So I had to go back and rewatch that. And what else? That's pretty much it right now. So yeah, that's where I pretty much end. I wanted to watch some more new anime that's coming out, but I've been giving it a little bit of time because I like to binge things. So it's like,
Yeah.
Have you seen the Darwin incident? We'll throw that one out there if either of you haven't seen that one.
I've not.
I haven't seen that. What's that about?
Veganism.
Oh wow.
It's a
Okay.
stupid. Okay, so it follows this character called Charlie, who's a human Z. He is a perfect splice between a chimp and a human. He goes to high school, and the big threat on the first season of it are vegans, vegan terrorists.
That
Oh,
is hilarious. It's an animation, right?
Yeah,
Okay, I think I've seen a little bit of this.
It's-
Okay.
it's the stupidest thing ever because I went into it, I was like, man, this looks weird. And then come episode 3, it's like one of the very few times I've ever said something's trying to push an agenda because it's trying to make vegans out as the villains.
That is so funny. Oh my
I
god.
mean, and then it's crazy now because like all the food out here that can kill you is damn near produce, lettuce.
Yep.
Yeah.
like
Yep.
you sit back like you never see nothing about no Snickers or
No. No.
killing nobody.
M&M's,
My pork rinds. I'm eating my pork rinds a piece.
Man,
ramen
all,
noodles.
all the food that's supposed to help you, that's gonna kill you. That's crazy, ain't it?
Everything kills you nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
I'm gonna stick with my healthy monsters instead. These won't kill me.
Yeah, you know what? Me too. This coffee will do the trick. It'll get
Not
me
sponsored
through.
by Monster, but you should sponsor Raysean Monster.
I concur.
I approve that message. But we're gonna go ahead and jump right into our interview. I'm gonna go ahead and let Hayden go ahead and take the first question.
Oh man, yeah, I have so many questions. I lost them. What is one role you wanted to get? Like you went in, you interviewed for it, or did however the whole thing with it, but unfortunately it fell onto something else. Like what character could have been you that, fortunately or unfortunately, there's always a little bit of disdain, as cool as it is for somebody else to get it, that you wish you got.
There's a lot of characters that a lot of us voice actors were very close to getting, and a lot of times we don't even know who the characters are. I know for a fact I was in the running for bartender, which I think is Tom. I think it's Aglio. Am I saying that right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Super cool guy, and I'm so glad I went to him. He sounds amazing. And there's probably a handful of other characters I probably almost got, and I just will never know who they are.
Has it ever happened and you heard the person they chose and was like, damn, yeah, I see why they chose him?
Oh, every time. Yeah, every time. And I'm usually like, and I say that 9 times out of 10, I'm usually like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense.
For sure.
I usually don't disagree with the casting is with these shows, because I feel like the casting directors are very on top of the sounds of the characters and the character traits and personalities. So, yeah.
Sure. One of the main reasons I kind of wanted to bring you on was to kind of talk about Dragon Ball DAIMA, where you play Majin Kuu. How was that experience? How did you get the character? And were you a fan of Dragon Ball before?
I was a very big fan of Dragon Ball. It was a very surreal moment being cast, because it's one of those things where you're just like, you do the audition and you walk away, especially for something like this, you don't want to hold on to. But when I did get cast as him, we were essentially trying to bring a lot of his kind of Arensu kind of mommy love into the character, and add a little bit more of like him kind of being the child of Arensu, and he just wants to make her proud. And that was kind of like, that's kind of my mindset when I'm voicing Kuu, is just, I want to make mom proud, and I love my brother.
For sure. And then he kind of gets put in that slave kind of position where he's kind of being bullied a little bit. But I like his character growth from kind of being that into like low key becoming the king at the end.
Yes. He always believed in himself, and that's something that I try to connect to for Kuu. Is like, even though maybe there's people out there who maybe don't believe in me, Kuu always believes in himself. He'll always believe in himself, and he proves himself in the end. And even though a lot of people are like, "What the heck? This guy is not supposed to, like, who?" I mean, sure, he can be. I guess he's supposed to be king, but it's just like, why this guy? But turns out, no, he is the perfect king, and he always was.
For sure, he was the one that to me showed the most human heart out of everybody. You know what I mean? He was the most caring out of every person, and even when what's her name was betraying him at the end, he still trusted her. So that's what's like, I couldn't see anything else. But do you got any favorite moments from the show or anything that really brought out the experience or anything?
Yeah, my favorite moment, I think, well, there's a lot of, with Kuu, it's like pretty much every moment pretty much encapsulates who he is. The writing in that show is really good, especially with only 21 episodes. There's one later on episode where Arensu's group comes in contact with Goku's group and Mini Goku, and he was like, I think Goku Mini was like, hey, if you have the Dragon Ball, I guess that means you beat the Tamagami or something like that. And Kuu was like, actually, that was my brother, or Dude or whatever. And he was like super proud of the fact that he's like, I got my butt kicked, he's like, and he's proud of it. He's not saying that like to like make fun of himself or anything. He means that. He's like, I'm proud of myself getting my butt kicked. I did it. I gave it my best try, my best college try. And this is how it turned out. I think that little moment is very much defines who Kuu is.
For sure. It's kind of like, I might have didn't win, but at least I tried. You can't go out there and never say I didn't do anything. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And those Tamagamis were fucking insane. It's so funny because when you go back and you talk about like all the Namekians we've seen in the series, Nava has to be probably the most powerful because all the things he did in the series we've never seen a Namekian do. Like,
yeah, I'm scared of what his true potential is.
We definitely got to explore the Demon Kingdom more, and hopefully they end up bringing him into Super because man, that it was pretty cool.
I hope so.
We need that Daima season 2. I saw rumors of either a new movie or Daima season 2. I'd be down.
That'd be interesting. Do you want to talk about the NDA process and how it was kind of like that whole situation?
Yeah, essentially, we're just with an IP as big as that, you're not supposed to talk about it, So for basically, literally, I think this is the first podcast I'm ever doing talking about Kuu. I think, yeah, because I just you want to respect the creators, and especially when the show's still coming out, you don't want to really talk about it ever. Yeah. So yeah, I think being able to respect your NDAs always, doesn't matter if it's Dragon Ball or not. I mean, it's always of utmost importance as a voice actor. And with Dragon Ball specifically, you definitely don't want to be breaking any NDAs. So I do think this is the first time I am talking about Kuu on a podcast. I mean, I talk about him at in person at cons and stuff, but yeah,
for sure. I had on the guy that did voice Warpgate, and he was telling me how he had it seemed like he had the FBI calling him basically. He's like, is anybody in the room with you? It's like my mom will tell her to get out. That deep? Like
when they call you, they call you for roles. Well, they don't just do that for Dragon Ball. They do that for a lot of other shows, I believe. They just they let you know, hey, you got the role. Where was I? I missed the call.
Oh,
and,
man.
I think I was using the bathroom or something, and I was like, is that? Oh, I should probably answer that call.
They didn't leave a voicemail, did they?
I think they did. That's all I do. Because I always ignore calls. So I don't ever pick up my phone or text me. Or if you text me, I probably won't text back. I don't know. I'm bad at that.
For sure. I don't keep anyone's name in my phone.
I'm the same way.
I feel like if we have a conversation, I should be able to read through the text and be like, oh, this is who this is. If not, I don't know who you are.
I'm the same way. My circle is very small. So if I don't really hang out with you and stuff, I probably don't know you that well. So yeah.
For sure. All right. I'll let Hayden go ahead with his next question.
Sorry. Out of all your roles you've done throughout the last couple of years, is there one that you wish was better received, kind of a thing? Like you put in work for it and you expected maybe a little bit more recognition out of it, but they kind of flew under the radar. We'll take what was it last year? Jabber from
Gachiakata or Gachi.
Yeah. And he got really popular when he was doing his whole rap thing of the poison, and that blew up like that. Is there ever been a character that you wish kind of did that?
Every single character. No, I'm kidding. I really love. I keep plugging in Liar Game. I swear I'm not doing it just because that's the show I'm in right now. But
I've been wondering that. I didn't want to ask, but
yeah, I feel like I will say Liar Game is so good, and I feel like both the dub and the sub, the actors are just so phenomenal, and Inman's casting is always super on point. It's always super realistic and grounded. So it doesn't, what they say about the anime read thing. Some anime say anime reads
Inman, right?
Yeah, Jeremy Inman. Yeah, his shows never really have anime reads. And I know he tries to stay away from anime reads. He's coached me out of it too, and so Liar Game has that throughout the entire thing, and all the character voices sound so just perfect for the character types. And I think my character Kikuzawa has some pretty awesome moments that I think a lot of people would appreciate recently. But that's a show that I feel like is being very much slept on right now, if I'm being real.
Good to know. I'll add it to my list of stuff to watch.
Mm-mm.
What emotion do you find hard to portray with just your voice?
With just my voice? So my voice is very breathy. Strangely enough, and I discovered this recently, whenever I'm say I'm playing a posh character or whatever, if I start yelling and I'm putting on that kind of, not that I'm putting on a voice, I'm never putting on a voice, but let's say I'm playing someone that's a little bit more airy or whatever, as soon as I start yelling or something, I've noticed that because I'm already airy, if I'm shouting and I'm doing that, it's almost like I run out of breath faster. Something I'm working on right now. That is something that is I've discovered recently that I challenge with, but I like to blame the allergies.
I feel that, Curse these damn allergies.
Yes, yes.
Stopping me from getting to my potential.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I can do this. This is not real.
Get you out another day. Wait for the allergies to go away. I'll be better tomorrow.
Exactly. Yes. It's like the old when you're playing a competitive fighting game and you're like, it's the controller. It's not.
Yeah. 100%. It's never your fault. It's always the controller's fault that something's wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah. For sure.
And it usually is true. It's usually right. Okay.
Well, my next question I kind of want to ask you is, I wanted to kind of talk about, Wistoria, Wand, and Sword.
Ooh, yeah.
Where I think you played Flip Martu.
I've never said his name before. I don't know if it's, I don't know if it's Martu or Martu. Yeah, I think you're right. Martu, yeah.
So how did you feel like being in the series and stuff like that?
So I'm good friends with Corey, the lead in that show.
Okay.
Will. We used to be roommates, and we used to play Smash and Mario Kart together. So anytime he was on screen, Flip's a very minor character in that show. And so anytime he's on the scene, it's like I kind of look at that as like my opportunity to get a lick in on Corey, because he's always like talking shit. And I'm sure a lot of characters talk shit to Will in that show. I haven't watched the whole thing, but I'm pretty sure. So I always get a moment in there to be like, screw you, Corey. I'm better at you at Smash or something. It's kind of my mindset when I'm, I love Corey, so it's fun to say that.
So that anger your character was giving off was some of that anger you got from losing
from Smash or Mario Kart. Yeah,
he beat me last night. Fuck you.
Yeah, literally.
Corey, no, it's supposed to be Will. What?
I will say I'm voicing a new character in that show. But he's like hooded, and he's like I guess he's like part of the Dark Faction. He's one of the leaders of the Dark Faction, I believe, if I read that right.
Okay. So you're in season 2?
Yeah, his name's Walter Linden, I think. But the thing is I don't know. It's weird because we don't know. Like, obviously, the anime is stopped at a certain point, so I can't say what happened, what is going to stay true to a manga or not or whatever, until it comes out. So it's like, if it does stay true, then I believe this character is supposed to go like batshit crazy. And so that's going to be a moment if I get to like, I don't know if he like fights Will, but I know he fights one of the characters. If that is honoring the manga or whatever, I feel like that's going to be a moment where I could just be like, really get into the saltiness of Smash Brothers.
For sure. Finally can kind of let out some of that anger, but kind of give you some of those big moments, because a lot of times your characters don't get a lot of those fight action moments type of thing.
Yeah.
So I got to kind of talk to the voice actor for Garp from One Piece, and he had his scene where he kind of finally got to show what he's about, because he's one of those characters, like in certain shows, they just give you lore about him. Like, yes, when they ever did they shit, they'd kill everybody. If you ever watch Bleach, it's kind of like Yamamoto, where they just kind of had him in the background, but you always knew if he did something, shit would get done. Yeah.
And then when he does step up, it's like, oh.
So this is how strong they really should be. Like, I see why he just sat back and was like, yeah, handle this, because if I got to get out here, it's going to be some shit. Somebody died. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like, I'm trying to think. I don't think I've voiced any characters that are like, I feel like I voiced a lot of characters that are very much, they think they're that, and they're not. And when they do step up to the plate, they get their butt kicked.
You gotta have those characters too.
If you ever watched The Foolish Angel Dances with the Devil, I voiced near the very end the villain. His name is Vi, and he's like he has this whole villain monologue, and he's got the main character pinned down and everything, and he's like, oh, like, it sounds like you're struggling, and it sounds like you snapped something, and just mocking him and stuff, and he's like, oh, now I'm a real angel, and this is a real angel's wings, and I'm just doing my whole thing. In the very next episode, main character just steps up and just
demolish him real quick, like, damn. What was all that hype and talking shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah, he just hypes it up. That's a good show too, by the way.
Hayden, what's your next question?
Have you ever had an I should have done that with a character? Like, you went through it, you thought the character was really good, but come the end of it, you're like, man, hearing this on screen, I should have done this. Like maybe more aggression here, or a little more gravel there, or more accent there, kind of a thing.
Yeah, these are really good questions. So part of me wants to be like, oh, as an actor, like I go in and I play, and like I'm, that's the choice I made, and the director was happy with it, and like I want to move on from it. But realistically, that's just not true. Like it's so hard for me to move on from these performances that happens. I'm always thinking about stuff that I could have done and should have done. And I feel like that doesn't mean the reads were wrong, or that the director was wrong, or anything like that. It just means that I'm kind of criticizing my own work in a way that like I want to build upon. Like if I'm like looking at it, like let's say I feel like I could have done a different choice or something. There's a million different choices I could have done, right? But it's like the fact that I can think of like, oh, well, I could have done like this and this and that. I think that's like a good thing to work on your craft. Like anything, right? Like if you were playing a sport or whatever, let's say you're playing basketball or whatever, and like you look over your previous game and you're like, oh, like I could have done that there and that there. I do that a lot. I do that actually probably for every character I voice, but I'm very like, what it's done. I can't fix it. I can't change it. Fix it is not the right word, but I can't change it.
Yeah.
And I kind of accept it. And sometimes I'm more happy with it, and sometimes I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Sometimes it's kind of hard. You try to get to that point where you can just kind of just do it, forget it, and let it go.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to get to that point too, because I've been recently been doing stand-up comedy and trying to do a performance and just knock it out of the way, forget it, and just do to the next one. To me, it's so hard. You know what I mean? Because you want to perfect each one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's hard because you kind of, you go over these jokes all the time and trying to do them the best you can. But then when you do it, it's like, dang, I wish I would have did it the way I did it last night.
Yeah.
Constructive self-criticism is really good for you as long as you do not over-criticize yourself.
Yeah. Especially as a content creator and you doing podcasts, I feel like it's easy to be a perfectionist and be like, oh, like I could have said this, and why did I say that at this point or whatever, and you're like, do I even want to put this out, and like I've ran YouTube channels and stuff, and I'm just like, there's so many channels I just nuke, and sometimes I regret it later, but I'm so hard on myself. We're all as they say, we're all our biggest critics.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, you always want to put out the best product, but what I've been learning is sometimes the messiest, not edit correctly type of thing somehow always do the best for some reason.
Yes,
maybe it's the originality of it, or just the sword entertainment of it, but sometimes I do better than all that perfect editing and everything. So
it's the raw we talked about earlier. They like the raw unedited thing. They like to see the humanity behind it instead of that person who spent 45 hours editing a 5-minute video, telling what all goes alongside there. You see me play a game and get my butt kicked for 45 minutes and be like, oh, look at this guy.
Yeah.
Well, because that makes it feel human. Because that's how a lot of people play these games. You go out there, you get your ass kicked a few times. No one ever goes through it and plays perfectly. That makes you feel like it's a robot. Like, who the fuck? Did they give him the key?
It's so true. Yeah. I feel like authenticity is key, and like being messy, like you said, and especially with creating content, like it's just the more messy I feel like, the more you are just being yourself.
Yep. Have fun with whatever it is you do.
Yeah.
What do you find most challenging about being a voice actor?
The waiting game. You have to have a lot of patience, and you probably hear this a lot, but you got to take no all the time. It's just seeing the shows and the seasons go by, and seeing the games go by and stuff, and just being okay with it and accepting that you're not it. You're not gonna be in everything. It ain't all about you.
For sure. Because I know just me personally, like I read so much manga and stuff like that. So me being a voice actor, I would be trying my hardest to get in some of these shows that I've already seen or read, and not being able to get in there would probably after a while start to get to me, because you'd be like, I wanted to get into this or that, or like Dragon Ball, but you already got to get in that. But to me, that would be like, oh man,
It's one of those things, going back to what we were just talking about being messy and having fun. directors can hear it. Like they've been doing this for so long. So like if you're trying to be, I used to be such a perfectionist in my auditions, like, oh, this gotta look this way and it's gotta sound this way and stuff. And it's just like, dude, the more messy and authentic you are in your reads, it's gonna sound so much better when they're listening to hundreds and hundreds of auditions and you don't sound like a robot,
For sure. Before getting into like voice acting, were you a fan of anime?
I was. Death Note, as I mentioned at the beginning of this podcast, was like my big catalyst to like, oh, I like anime, and then Code Geass kind of like solidified that.
Okay.
Mid 2000s kind of guy. That's kind of like my favorite anime. My first anime, obviously Pokemon. I don't really consider that as like the reason I watch anime, but it's definitely the first anime. My first anime other than Pokemon would be like Ouran Host Club, I think, and then
okay.
Yeah, Black Butler and Death Note and Code Geass and stuff. And since then, I feel like my favorite animes have grown. I mean, I love Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan is probably my favorite show.
Very interesting show.
Yeah, I love anime.
Yeah, I just kind of rewatched the beginning of Attack on Titan season 1 because I was telling somebody, I was like, that was the first show when I was like, the main character crazy than a motherfucker because he was insane from the beginning. Just his anger, the hatred, but it was all warranted. But how much he was willing to go for it was the part where it was like, okay, man, these still 20 feet Titans you talking about, like you about to go out there and fight them like they regular soldiers, but it's your life for the okay. I feel it, I understand, but. Yeah, it's an amazing show, though. I really do like it. And then it's one of those shows where you think, like, damn, it's crazy how, like, his character kind of ends up. But I feel like if you really pay attention, that's the only way his character could have ended.
It's true.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's no way he was going to just shake hands and let it go. No. Have you watched the series? Like...
And it's also a good one, too, for the rewatches, because after you go through all of it in its entirety, you see a lot of just moments that have shifted because of, later aspects or, influencing future events with the past events and all that. Like, it's as much as Attack on Titan is talked about to death, it still is worth a lot of the hype it gets because there's a lot of meticulous detail that's gone into it that makes it a very good anime at the end of the day. And it's been talked to death about, but it deserves it.
Yeah, It's foreshadowing goes crazy if you rewatch it a few times. Yeah,
and then I like that they got a lot of characters that aren't necessarily like the super powerful type characters are always so badass, like Levi. Dang, I can't think of her name.
Mikasa?
Misaki? Is it Misaki?
Mikasa,
a beast. You watch so many different animes, all these names. You know what I mean?
They all start to sound the same after a little bit. This character, Mikasa, this one's Misaka.
I would also say Commander Irwin, played in the English dub by J. Michael Tatum, is probably, in my opinion, his speech to his soldiers is probably my favorite anime scene of all time, and his performance is probably my favorite performance of all time. I freaking love that.
The dub of Attack on Titan, I think, is one of the better ones out there. Like, because it's, despite the amount of clowning that some of the anime get in the dubs, the Attack on Titan one, I think, is done really, really well. Especially like Bryce Papenbrook does a really good job from beginning to the end. I loved his performance, especially at the end. Yeah.
Do you have any opinions on the whole dub versus sub debate?
Everyone has their, right to their own opinion, and like, if you prefer sub, I totally get it. That is the original language, and if you prefer dub, you have your reasons as well. And I don't think there's really any reason to have an argument. I feel like it's okay to criticize performances. I don't have any problem with that. I've plenty of people have criticized my performances, especially in Dragon Ball. And I'm cool with it. I love reading it. I think I have no problem with it. And I think as long as you're not being toxic and mean, I feel like there's no reason why you can't have just a nice conversation about it.
If you mind me asking, what are some of the things people are saying? Or
well, because like,
what do they feel like you could have improved on?
The biggest thing, well, yeah, yeah, the phrasing. The biggest one I feel like, as far as like complaints go, a lot of people don't like how flamboyant I was with Kuu, and I get that. I totally get that. But on the flip side, I mean, I've seen plenty of positive. I've seen way more positive comments. You know, obviously it's always the ones that aren't positive that stand out.
Yeah,
In your
no matter
brain.
how many people tell you did good, that one person that said you did bad is like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, and there's always going to be, I mean, come on, like there's always going to be like just straight up hate for whatever show you're in, like
For sure.
You
A
know,
lot
just-
more people wanted a new super season, so already having a diamond season was already going to cause problems. You know what I mean? And then it already being like right after Toriyama's death,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
going to be a big thing. But see, to me, it was like if there's something he worked on before he died, you know what I mean? You got to give it legs. You got to let it go out and do what it needs to do. I will say, from my personal opinion, I like the Daima, but I say some episodes could have been paced a little bit better.
Sure,
That's my
yeah.
only thing about it, but I feel like it should have been longer.
Yeah, I
A little
agree.
bit- that's my opinion on the show. And then I feel like it kind of stopped on a cliffhanger where it felt like it might be another season, but they haven't really said anything. So it's like it'll be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope there's another season. I hope they play off of it in Super in some way. And if they don't, they don't. You know, it was, like you said, it's like the fact that it even happened is kind of a gift. You know, so
You know what I mean? I mean, it is Dragon Ball content. It has Toriyama name on it, so can't say it's not canon.
yeah.
But
That's
it's
the
a
other
hard canon.
That's the other thing I read a lot is like either the canon or non-canon debate. And I'm like, I don't think it's that serious, guys.
You're supposed to watch it for fun. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Sure. Then you gotta remember Toriyama barely remember sometimes what's canon, what's not canon, but
He had fun with it.
you know what I mean? And really what they, to me, I felt like what they did was kind of give us a newer version of GT a little bit. You get the kid Goku and stuff like that. So I liked it for what it was, you know what I mean?
My wish is they do tie it in to Super and somehow, because I know they're doing the Beerus remake and stuff, somehow tie it into that to kind of make it make more sense, since they are remaking stuff. But I don't know if they're going to do that.
I feel like what they should do is probably do just a demon arc in the manga, and then put it in right into like a new season of the show. But it really just depends if they're ever going to bring back the manga. But I feel like that would be a new cool place for us to fucking explore, especially since we aren't really going to these other universes, which fucking pisses me off. Like, we have so much content, but you know, for some reason it ain't getting done.
That's why I always recommend it's a fan manga called Dragon Ball Kakumei. I don't know if either one of you have ever read that. It is, so it follows after the Tournament of Power. I can't remember the guy's name, but he made its own separate story where we do go to the other universes. You even get to see the destroyed universes, because remember how Zeno destroyed like 6 universes? They get brought back by the Wish. It has all sorts of cool things to it. You have like a war arc between the universes. Vegeta goes to Universe 6 and trains those Saiyans. Like there's a lot of cool things.
Nice.
With
I love that.
Broly, he goes World Breaker, like how Hulk does. He goes World Breaker. You have UI Goku versus full power Beerus in round 2. Like there's a lot of cool things. People out there, if you haven't seen Kakumei, go check it out. It's one of the very few fan mangas I will say is better than like actual source material on Die on That Hill.
Okay, so I'm gonna write that down.
But is there any more questions you got, Hayden?
No, I mean I got 2 technically.
Go
But
ahead.
one of them is what I think I have an idea on it. But what role have you had the most fun playing? Like, whenever you look back on it, it's like, you know, this is the most fun I've had expressing this character in his entirety. And I'm really proud that this is me.
That's a really good question. Dang, you guys have some really good questions. So originally I would say Kuu just because of how much he believed in himself and stuff. But I gotta say, I gotta plug Liar Game in again.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I've got something about Liar Game just kind of scratches that itch that I've been longing.
Go ahead. Tell us the character you play. Why you like him so much? Come on.
So his name's Kikuzawa, and like he's not a big character. He has 2 or 3 episodes where he's kind of like not the villain of the week. He's definitely not like a villain, but you know, maybe the problem of the week.
Okay, a small
yeah.
antagonist.
Yeah, and I love playing antagonists. And he's not like a bad guy, but he kind of plays the role of a bad guy. I don't want to spoil too much of Liar Game because I think the story is really good. But Kikuzawa basically he joins this Liar Game because he has to pay off a debt just like everyone else, and he basically has this past with the actual villain of the show. And that villain, not to spoil it, so I won't say too much, but he has a past with the actual villain, and that's all I'll say. And that allows him to do certain things later on in the show that I feel like is both hilarious and.
Is this like a gambling type of show?
Kinda.
So is this kind of like that one show starts with a K, where they just like gambling like the whole show, and like the more you like go into debt, you get turned into like a slave or something like that.
It's something like that. It's kind of like that.
What's it called? Kakakori or something like that. It's something on Netflix. I can never remember the stuff when I need to.
I know what you're talking about. I think I know what you're talking about. But this show is actually, I think it inspired Squid Game. I think because it's old. It's an old manga. Like I think it was like mid 2000s. I think.
Oh, is this a remake?
This is the first time it's getting an anime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it even looks like it's from 2005, 2006, but just not as old school. But the storytelling is very much like the anime back then. And no one, I don't want to spoil it, so I'll stop it there because it's such a new show and it's still coming out. But that character in that show, I've had so much fun just being that character specifically. That I feel like it's the first character that I'm like, actually, you know what, maybe this is someone I feel like for whatever reason I relate to more. So yeah.
Okay.
And apparently there's a live action version of Liar's Game. I looked it up and it showed up with a live action Liar's Game, the final stage.
Yes, there is. Yeah, it's a big one.
Neat.
That's interesting. But that's interesting because I recently looked up GTO. I don't know if y'all heard about that anime.
GTO.
Great Teacher Onizuka, I think that's what it is. But that has a bunch of different versions of live action, and I didn't even know that either. I'm like, damn, a lot of these animes be having live action. You don't even know.
Yeah, you wouldn't even know it. Yeah. And they have a huge fan base.
It's like Corpse Party. I found out Corpse Party had a live action thing about 2 months ago.
Yeah. Some of these shows, I'll be like, I can see how they can do live actions, but some of them will be like, that show is a little too experimental, too fantasy based to you. I really be doing like to me. I know this is gonna be interesting, but I don't think the One Piece live action is that good.
That's a clip.
How dare you? That's almost as good as Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
You know what? You're right. No, okay.
I know some people love it and they say it's the one main reason that made them go watch the anime. But I feel like if you watch the anime and then you go watch the series, it's a lot of things and Luffy can do in the anime that he can't do in the live action just because you know how much like the animation budget would go just to that. You know what I mean? So it's just you sit back, you be watching certain scenes, and I'm like, that's just not how Luffy would like even fight in this situation. It just doesn't make sense to me. But some people love it. But that's why I personally don't think I ever like any live actions because I just be like, it does never correlate well to me. I've never really seen a good one. But I always think they do it with shows that just wouldn't work. Like I feel like a good show possibly could be like Attack on Titans. I don't think nothing too crazy happens on there. I feel like you can make a decent live action with that, depending on how you went about it.
Hayden's eyebrows went up.
You know, there's like 2 live action movies, right?
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I definitely can check that out and see how that is. But
Surprise, there's a live action for that too.
Like that one had one. Full Metal Alchemist, got to talk about it. It had one, which I think was okay. Even Bleach had one. Like it's odd to see.
Players could do one. They could probably do a good live action.
Isn't My Hero getting one?
I heard it's supposed to get a Netflix one. Yeah.
See that's I don't know. Like that's where it's like
Listen, there's too much money to be made. We can't just not have live actions, okay?
Exactly. We got to remake everything. Raysean isn't finished with his story play. I don't have mine yet. We got to let these people do their things.
And after live actions, we got to start making more games and stuff. We don't have enough games, okay?
You know how The Last of Us has as the main game, the remaster, then the remake? we're gonna have to remake it, remaster it, then remake the remaster, and then it'll just be like My Hero Academia will have My Hero Academia Shippuden kind of a thing. It's like, oh man, or it's a full version of it, all the blood and the gore.
We're gonna add more blood to it.
To me, it'd just be interesting because I remember the first few episodes of My Hero, and that was the only reason why I stayed in it, because they caught me from those first few episodes. I just don't feel like you're going to be able to put that same love on Hugh Jackman's face, and I'm like, no, it's not. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the same.
It's true. I don't think I've mentioned this, but like My Hero Academia is definitely the reason I feel like the catalyst that got me to like pursue voice acting. I do feel that way.
For sure. And you were actually in that series, so go ahead. You might as well go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah, I feel like episode I don't know. I guess it's been out for so long I could talk about the actual content of the season. But season 4 with Overhaul and Eri and everything, because I had fallen off of anime for a while, and I stopped watching My Hero at season 3, and so my friend was like, you need to, or season 2 was it? For no reason, I just stopped watching because I got busy. But my friend was like, you should like watch season 4. It's like the fight is really good, and I'm like, the fight, like you've caught my attention. Who cares about the story? No, I'm kidding. So I watched it, and I was like, I was in tears by the end of that season.
Okay, and that's why you want to get Overhaul.
Yeah.
That was a good season.
That it was. It's so good. And when he saved Eri at the very end, and that song was playing.
I think Lemillion, that's his introduction arc too.
Yeah.
I loved his bit. Actually, about a week or so ago, that popped back up. I don't know why, but his whole thing went through there. So I had to go rewatch his whole bit of being the hero, the untouchable hero, and then the still untouchable hero without his quirk. It was he encapsulates what a hero is in that thing better than a lot of things.
He one of those characters like he almost there with Deku, where you're like, damn, they both are hero. Like I always say, Deku one of those few characters where I'm like, you can't even argue with this man. He'd probably help everybody. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Lemillion was a hard, like, if I was All Might, I would have been like, I'm so glad it was easy. Because if I would have had to choose, I would have been still sitting here like, man, y'all both some good people. But Lemillion, if he would have had his quirk, that would have been a nasty combination.
Oh, 100%. Nobody would have lived.
No, it would have been broken.
He would have single-handedly wiped out every villain from the future. They're like, villains exist? Not anymore. Not anymore. Around.
No. The Lemillion thing, or save 1 million people, I think it was. Yeah, I think it would have been like 1 billion people.
Labillion.
Yeah.
His nickname is Labubu.
How dare you?
It's one of those few shonens that recently came about with the manga series that ended, which kind of heartbreaking. Same thing with Black Clover and stuff like that. But I am liking that we got more manga artists actually creating their things and ending them and not getting sick. And then
that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? So that good is parts, but it always feel like, dang, y'all ending these stories so quickly. You know what I mean? I feel like Black Clover ended so fast. You're like, come on, what even did he win the fight?
We need some more. Come on, get back to work. No, I'm kidding.
If you guys want a good fun, Berserk's going a little crazy right now.
Oh, is it?
Okay. I won't spoil the stuff going on there because it actually is way different depending on what you saw. So I don't know the last time you've ever looked at anything of it. It's a hell of a lot different than it used to be. Not in a bad way. Like it's gone a different arc than I would have guessed would have gone with.
If I remember correctly, because the main Arthur died and he gave it to his friend or something. He's doing it or something like that.
Yeah, like it's his group, like Kenshiro, not his name. That's wrong. I'm going to pronounce his name because I'm going to forget it. They kind of gave it to his group, and they knew the whole plan of it. It's kind of like how Oda told like 2 people the One Piece story. So if anything happens to him, they can continue it on. It's the same idea for this.
I think that's like BS. I think he'd be flying on that. I think he does have an ending, but I feel like every time he get there, he's like, you know what? He could
push it a little further.
I saw a meme that's perfect for One Piece. That was somebody. It was Patrick in one of the early episodes of SpongeBob holding a case of beer. It was edited in there. And Oda, whenever he sees somebody guess exactly what's about to happen, and he's just sitting there with a beer, it's like, what the hell? And so he has to go rewrite everything he's done.
And it's so funny because they say he did tell somebody. I think it was like a cancer patient before.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
That's interesting. I wonder if it's one of those things where he's like, damn, now I'm kind of tied to that.
I never had a plan. I never had a plan. Now I gotta.
Technically, nobody would know.
He's like, I could change it. Also, didn't they like put it in the ocean somewhere or in the sea somewhere?
Somebody apparently that got found really quick. Somebody
Really?
looked at science. Nerds on the internet are astounding. Somebody saw like the perfect picture and was like, okay, the sun hits there. It's part of this part of the ocean. We're going there.
That
and they
is
found
insane. So what was it? Was that the actual?
I don't know. Like I didn't look into that because I'm gonna be surprised. I'm gonna let everybody on the internet tell me. Like right now, I haven't read One Piece in about a couple months.
Yeah.
But I'm waiting for it to come in, so I'll be like, "Wow, that's what it was. That wasn't worth the wait."
It's gonna be. Have you guys ever played Paper Mario?
Yes. Hold on.
And I think it was the
I have
1,000
right
year.
here, actually.
I love that. It's my favorite game of all time. The 1,000-Year Door. I feel like at the very end, spoiler. I think don't they get the chest or whatever, and it's like a dried mushroom.
It's not worth it.
Yeah. And that would be hilarious. That would be so funny if they get the chest, like the one piece is like a treasure chest or something, and it's just like a dried fruit or something.
Right now, I think the One Piece, if you're paying attention to, I think it's not even. It's like I don't think it's something like you can like take like a treasure. I think it's literally gonna be like either a top secret. It's gonna be something that's either gonna help the world stop flooding. It's a big thing that's like happening right now that they're kind of doing. So like it's making me rethink what the actual One Piece was, because it's like what? But then it makes me kind of confused because it's like it's a group of people that know what it is, but they're not doing nothing about it. So this is like world ending type of thing. It's like y'all just let this just
happen. Yeah.
My favorite theory is it's a time machine. Is it's going to take back into everything that's happened. You know, Joy Boy is going to be Luffy and all that stuff, and it kind of sets forward the future. As stupid as that would be, I think that'd be kind of cool, just because there are some nods here and there that kind of tie into all of it.
That'd be cool.
Okay. But we're gonna go ahead and wind this down. We probably got about 2 more questions, one apiece type of thing. I'm gonna go let Hayden do his last question, and then we're ready.
This is one I ask people out there just to kind of get a little bit more of a vibe of themselves. You have an unlimited budget. You can do anything you want. What is one passion project you would want to see come into fruition? Maybe it's a game. Maybe it's an anime, a manga that you never saw adapted or anyway, or is adapted poorly. What is one you would want to see, or what is one passion project you would have come through if you could?
How much money was that?
As much as you want. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, this is your
writer. I can tell.
Like, let's say you want a Paper Mario animated series. It's like 100 episodes. Let's say it's something like that. What is your ultimate passion project? Unlimited budget, actors,
anything. Like a passion project, like a show or a game or something.
Anything you want in that sense. Like you want the movie. Anything like that.
If it's something you always like, damn, I wanted a season 2 of that.
Exactly.
Because initially I was like, well, I'd use that money to help the world in some way, but
you really?
That's what this show's it. Your show's helping the world.
If we were, that's such a hard question because, my mind is like, content creation and finding ways to like make your own kind of entertainment and somehow, helping people.
You're a really nice guy.
Oh.
I know
very much so.
We can do my anime. I'm like, fuck people now.
Me
money or help people? It's such a hard decision.
Oh, it's just what I'm saying because the camera's not. No, I'm kidding. I actually want Daima to come back. No, okay. That's probably what I would do. I would probably use that money to make some kind of big film project with other actor friends and somehow make a fundraiser of some sort for maybe,
what kind of comedy? Like a stoner?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That'd be interesting.
That would be fun. Yeah, I'd let everyone brainstorm ideas or something, and then we make an anime or something. Yeah,
that's probably what I would do. I'd probably try to make an anime.
Yeah.
But see, I was trying to I'd be like, oh, I want to do an anime, but then you need a manga. We got to do it the right way. So now we got to do a manga first, then do it the anime. And you'd be like, oh, this be so much type of thing. Well, for my last question, I want to ask you basically, what ambitions or goals do you have yet to fulfill in the field of voice acting? What is left for you to do?
A lot. Thank you for all the good questions today. I feel like I'm just barely scratching the surface, to be honest.
I feel that.
Obviously I love anime, but that's not where I want to live forever. I'd like to do some AAA games and some more indie games too. Like it's been, God, I haven't done any games in a long time. So
You had one recently, didn't you? Or you've done, what was it, like Blue Sky, Blue Edge?
Yeah, I did do I did do that. Thank you for calling that out. Yeah, that was like a pilot simulator. That was fun. Yeah. More games would be nice. I do want to get into more prelay animation.
Okay.
Yeah, just more work that is outside of just anime. I love doing anime, and I feel like that'll always be my favorite gig for sure.
I heard it's the least paying.
It is, yeah.
You gotta really like anime to do it.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Oh yeah, I heard it's like what, $10 an hour?
No,
Oh.
well, no. Well, depends on what you're doing. Like what the studio, because all the studios have different rates and stuff. So
I think it's a decent rate, but how your voice acting works is it's like you're not always there doing it for an hour. You know what I mean? Like you make per hour, but your lines might take like 15 minutes to do. You know what I mean?
The hourly will sound really good, but then it's like you realize you only get 1 hour a week or something. 2 hours a week.
I guess that makes sense. I thought it was more of like if you went through an entire series or something, or however long it was, you kind of in there for like a week or so straight.
Yeah, and well, that's the thing, right? Is like the anime is the least paying, yes, from my experience, and from veterans have told me and stuff, people who have done much more than anime. But I also feel like I think it's a lie to say that I would think it's a lie to say you can't make money doing it. I think you can. I think that's like a misconception I feel like a lot of people have pushed that I disagree with. I feel like you can make money doing it. And I think there's a lot of proof in that from a lot of people. But if you compare it to like union rates for like video games and stuff, I mean, obviously night and day in terms of like how much money you make. So that is true. It is the least paying from that perspective.
So it's like, okay, if you had like 3 characters in games, you'll probably need like 10 anime characters to kind of equal that out type of thing.
I wouldn't say 10. I mean, it's I could see that. Like that could be a thing. It's always up and down. Like, because like a video game session for like, let's say you're doing a AAA thing, and these rates are all online. It's like you can make like $600+ doing, but it's like hard work, right? Because you're in there just yelling back to back to back. It sounds like it's not hard work, but it really is hard work. And you're just in there grueling and yelling and doing back to back takes for like however many hours straight. But then like maybe anime, you're doing the same thing but making a lot less. And
then I think, but I heard anime like learning how to do like the structure of anime dubbing is actually pretty hard, the hardest.
Yeah. I think that makes a lot of sense because like when you're doing prelay animation, it's like which is just recording before the animation is made. You are essentially acting.
Animating it to you.
Exactly. Yeah. So you're just acting, and then they animate it to you, like you said. But then like anime, it's like everything is already preset, so you have to match the flaps. But I kind of prefer that too because you get the music, you already get the art, the scene's already made for you. Hopefully you get to respawn off people. Usually you don't if you're the first one to record. But it is like, I mean, like if you're not comfortable in the booth and you're not, maybe the booth is foreign to you, I feel like that's the hard part, is kind of understanding the comfortability of it more so than being the actor, if that makes sense.
Okay. You got any more questions before we wrap up, Hayden?
Nah, dude's pretty cool.
Okay.
Thanks for having me.
Anything else you want to discuss before you start to wrap up, Gerard?
No, I think that covers everything. I really appreciate your guys' questions and everything. Y'all had some really good questions today.
Okay. Is there any cons you want to shout out before you?
Oh, any
cons or anything?
Oh, cons. Yeah. I'm gonna be announcing more cons. Just check out my Instagram. I'm not on Twitter anymore, so everything I post is on Instagram.
Okay.
I'm about to follow you.
Hey, I'll follow you back.
And with that, we end today's episode. I want to thank my guests for coming on and chatting it up with me. I had a lot of fun and learned so much more about the industry of voice acting, and hopefully you listeners did too. Before we close out, I just want to allow my guests the opportunity to plug themselves, basically tell everybody where they can find you. You can go first, Gerard.
Thank you so much again for having me. You can find me on Instagram at Gerard Caster, and you can also find my website, gerardcaster.com.
All right, and go ahead, Hayden. Let everybody know where they can find you.
You can find me on TikTok at All Around Gaming or YouTube at All Around Gaming. Look for the Red Crown. I'm very easy to find. I play way too many video games. Come on and see everything I'm playing.
And with that, I'll have all their links and stuff below. If you want to ask them any questions about the interview, tell Gerard how you felt about him and Dragon Ball DAIMA. Talk to Hayden, ask him about games he's playing on TikTok or TikTok Live, I think, correct? And with that, I just want to say,